right, we're back on the Morning Brew with friends, and we were talking salads here. This is great, and this is an amazing salad. But how do you go to the grocery store and find, all the ingredients you need that are not $1 million? If I wanted to buy something that wasn't in the bag from Costco or whatever, I'm spending like $40 on just a salad.
Right.
What's a good way to get about making a nice, inexpensive salad for somebody?
For example, just like this one, you have a corn. I mean, usually it's like $4.
Corn's cheap. Tomatoes are
Roma
bad.
tomato.
Right.
I mean, you can replace the bean cherries. Those are kind of expensive, but you can replace it with currants, raisins, anything sweet to replace that taste. Arugula is very inexpensive. You can get a clamshell for I think like $3-4 for a small one. I mean, and you can make multiple salads out of it. So
you don't have to think big about your salad.
No, you just think of all the things you love in a salad.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 is basic things like this.
Perfect. I love it. Well, we got some trending topics today. We got a bunch of great stuff to talk about. And this is fun. I think all of us as kids had hiding spots. And we all had those places we would go and just kind of, sneak away from the parents. It was our own little place, right? Well, in Lincoln County, there is Billy the Kid's originally, I guess when he was really a kid, his hiding spot is actually on the market. This is where Billy the Kid actually used to hide out. And it's not cheap, but it's a piece of history and a piece of Americana, I suppose, down in Lincoln County, which isn't too far from where you're from in Deming.
Not too far, but a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean, and I just think this would be fun to buy Billy the Kid's old hiding spot, right?
It's like a beautiful house.
It's a cute little spot, right? Yeah. And I just think it'd be fun to be able to just buy that and just do something with it.
Say that you own Billy the Kid's
Right, this was Billy the Kid's place when he was a kid. Right, it'd be great
treasures.
Yeah, no doubt. There probably is something somewhere in there.
And Lincoln County is a great part of New Mexico. A lot of history,
Beautiful
a lot of character.
Ton of history.
And one of my favorite museums of all time, the Smokey the Bear Museum. It's down there.
I have not been there.
Oh, the Smokey the Bear Museum is down there. It's like one of the most fun places you can go to, and it's the history of Smokey, and basically only you can stop wildfires stuff, and it's advertisements from that going back to the 1940s and 1950s. It's so much fun. But speaking of going back in time, what about going back to the future? I love this, and this is something that Dan, our director here, and I decided we both need to order now. It's the best iPhone case ever.
No way.
It's the DeLorean from Back to the Future in an iPhone case. I'm not sure who found this here, but we decided we all need to get some of these here at the Brew because it just looks like, I don't know how it would fit in my pocket.
Yeah,
but it lights up, and if you can't go over 88 miles an hour with it, I think, or it goes back in time. But that's exactly what I need. That's the new iPhone case that I need. But so many of my friends are programmers, and they're computer guys, and they love the smart glasses, and they love the Google glasses, and they look like just Google Glass nerds, and they're horrible. But there's a new kind of glasses that Sony's actually taking pre-orders for. They're called the Smarty Glass. And they don't look nearly as. They still don't look great though.
Yeah.
I am waiting for these things.
You can make anything fashionable, right?
Right. Not quite those, but I can't wait for these, for smart glasses to actually become a thing, because I think they'd be incredibly useful, but just not quite yet, I mean, at what point do you think they would be something you would even use? I mean, Colleen, was there like a way you could imagine yourself wearing these things and actually using them in your daily life?
I don't understand completely how they work. I know that it's basically you're hooked up to the internet.
Yeah.
And so I just wonder, is it distracting when you're walking with them on or when you're doing other things? How do you pay attention to that and what you're actually doing?
Right. That's one of the things, I guess, is the big breakthrough with these Sony glasses is that it does track your eye movement.
Oh.
And then the big thing with these is they have an opaque lens. So it's not just like you have a big screen in front of your face. You can actually see through it. So you're not walking into walls while you're checking out your Facebook page. Right, it'd be great on a plane.
Very sci-fi.
But I'm not sure when they're going to get to the point where they actually don't look like a Dorcas wearing them. That's just I know that they're hip, and I know that they're going to be really important.
Although I think if you wore a pair, people would be like, hey, those are cool because of what they do.
Yeah. And especially if you're not lost in a strange city, I think that'd be better than looking like a Dorcas.
Although if you were lost in a strange city, you would know where you are because you'd have your Google glasses.
Right, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yeah, I look at those and I'm like, I really, they could be awesome. Maybe watch a movie on it or something, but you just look like a Dorcas. Although, I mean, I can think of a million reasons. Like, I'm doing fitness stuff. There's probably a chance where you could, count your reps or, get, images of exercises you need to do, or, I mean, there's a million things I can imagine.
Absolutely.
Apps you could plug into one of those things that could do a lot for you, right?
Yeah, there's a new app. I think it's called Athos, and it's hooked up to your phone. You wear these special pants, and it shows you exactly what muscle groups you're using.
Oh, really?
On your iPhone. I need to look more into it. But
See,
it's
that's
really
a wearable,
interesting.
like the wearable technology. People keep talking about it, but right now it's just like, my shirt says it's cold outside, and I'm like, of course it is, But something that tells me that, like, I'm using this muscle group or I'm using that muscle group. That's a wearable I can actually kind of get behind. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Absolutely. Is there like any cooking apps that you use? Do you suggest that like all of us could pick up at home?
Cooking apps, you know what?
Not really.
Not really. Google's more useful than it is for that.
I still have the old joy of cooking.
I'll do one app I do use a lot. It's called Vino.
Vino. Is that like a wine pairing?
It is. It's a wine pairing.
Oh, that's excellent.
And also, if you say you go to a restaurant and you find a really good wine that you love, you snap the picture of it and it categorizes it in your own personal likes, and then it brings up all the ratings on it.
Oh, that's excellent.
Great idea.
I need a good wine app.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody always, wants to take a picture and go, oh, I remember this wine is amazing.
Right. Do you guys have beer and wine at the restaurant yet?
We will.
You will. You're on the way to getting that. It's not easy in New Mexico to get a beer, even a beer and wine license. It's hard.
But
right.
For certain reasons. So.
But what's a good salad wine? I don't know. Maybe
just some light, like a Sauvignon Blanc, or maybe Chardonnay might be a little heavy, but Chardonnay always goes with it. Any white wine or champagne or sparkling wine.
Of course, a sherry.
Right.
If you want to go a little bit harder, get a cocktail. That'd be excellent. Cool. We're going to be back talking about a whole bunch more, maybe some more salad stuff and fitness stuff and Bernalillo County stuff in just a couple of seconds on The Morning Brew with Friends.